Have you ever wanted to create an online community where people can chat, share ideas, or ask questions? Well, today in this video, I'll be walking you through how to create a forum website with WordPress step by step. And you don't need to be a tech expert or have any experience whatsoever. So let me show you all the forum website that we're gonna make today in this video. Today, I'll walk you through how to create a free forum website with WordPress. For this forum, you can see I'm running a travel forum and explaining all the information regarding being a digital nomad in other countries. With this forum, users can register on your websites, start a topic, and also respond to other users' posts. You can create as many forums as you would like, and also create additional forums with various categories. Now with this website, you can actually style your forum in various ways. First, we have a simplified version. This is more of a simple approach for your forum. Next, we have threaded, which shows the threads for the forum. Next, we have extended. This will extend the forum and show all replies from each forum topic. And lastly, we have the Q&A type forum. If you ever want to create a forum that's solely questions and answers only, you can adjust the format of your forum. You can also make your forum private unless users pay to get access to your forum. Also in this video, we'll be using a free theme, a free plugin, and a free starter template to get started with your forum websites. Now we're gonna build your forum website in 4 simple steps. In step 1, we'll get our domain and hosting. A domain is the name of your forum website, like travelforum.com, and web hosting will host your website online 24 hours a day. In step 2, we'll import a starter template and design your forum website. We will be using a free drag and drop builder to design your forum, so setting it up is really easy. In step 3, we'll add the forum. We are gonna use a free plugin to create your forum. After setting this up, users can come to your website, register on your website, submit posts, and interact with your forum on your website. In step 4, the forum settings. We will walk you through how to properly route emails to your customers on your forum. We're also going to go through the general settings of this forum so you understand all of the features. Does that sound good, party people? All right. Now there is a link in the description of this video. It'll take you to step 1, and that is to get your new domain and web hosting. And this is Hostinger.com. Now, Hostinger.com is among one of the fastest web hosts, yet also the most affordable in the industry. Now, before we go on to the plans, here at the top, you'll see this banner with this English tab. If English is not your first language, you can actually switch to your native language right here. For example, if you speak Thai or Portuguese or Italian or Japanese, you can pick your native language and the entire website will adjust to your native language. So once you get here, let's go ahead and click on Claim Deal. This will bring you to 4 different pricing options. We have the Premium, Business, Cloud Startup, and the Cloud Professional. Now, I definitely recommend going with the Business plan. This gives you access to more visitors, and it also includes a free CDN, which will speed up your website 40% faster than the Premium options. If you find yourself with a lot more traffic later down the road, you can always upgrade to the Cloud Startup or the Cloud Professional, or it does give you access to a little bit more visitors compared to these other plans. But to get started out with, let's go ahead and select the business plan. So right here under business, I'll click on choose plan. So the next page is the cart page, and now we'll select a period for our web hosting. So right here under the arrow, I'll click on the arrow, and I definitely recommend signing up for 12 months. This will qualify you for a free domain. You'll also get a large hosting discount and a free 30-day money-back guarantee for any reason whatsoever. Now on the right side, you'll see have a coupon code. Go ahead and click on this link. Now, right now, Hostinger is having their Black Friday sale, but we actually have a discount even bigger than their Black Friday sale. So we're gonna hook you up. So if you're watching this from maybe like 3 months from now or 4 months, don't worry, you will still get a large discount with our coupon code. If you enter the coupon code Daryl10 and click on apply, you'll see that the hosting discount increases. So here we have 77%, and I'll click on apply. And now it's 79%. Depending on the plan, you could save more depending on the length as well, but you do get the largest discount code available with Hostinger using our discount code. Once you put in the discount code, we'll then click on continue. On the next page, you'll go ahead and create an account. So you'll put in your email address, and then you'll put in a password for your Hostinger account. Once you put in these credentials, you'll then click on continue. And on the next page, you'll go ahead and fill out your billing information. So you'll put your first name, your last name, your country, and all of your billing information. I'll then click on continue. And on the next section, you'll enter in your method of payments. So you can use credit card, PayPal, Google Pay, and also Apple Pay. I'll go ahead and select card. And then I'll fill out my credit card information. Okay, so once we enter our credit card information and you'll see we have our discount applied from our coupon code, we'll then go ahead and click on submit payment. All right, so after the payment page, it'll actually redirect us to the next page. Okay, so now we're gonna walk through the Hostinger wizard. So who is this website for? Well, it's for me or my business. I'll click on next. Do you want to create or migrate a website? I want to click on create a website and click on next. So next you'll create your login credentials, and this is what you're gonna use to log into WordPress. So make sure you write this down. You'll put in your email address and then also put in a password for WordPress, and then you'll click on next. Next, they're asking us what kind of website we wanna build. We can actually click on create a blank site and skip this section. So I'll click on create a blank site. So next you'll enter in the domain for your new website, and you get a free domain using our coupon code. So this is the domain name that people enter in the address bar when they're browsing the internet. So for example, I'll put darylstutorial.com. After we type that in, you'll see this is our free domain and it's currently available. So you'll go ahead and select your domain here, and then you'll click on next. So next we're going to register your domain, and this is important because you're claiming ownership of this domain. So is this personal or is this a company? I'll select personal. You'll then select the country of where you registered this domain. So I'll put United States, and then I'll click on next step. And next you'll enter in your contact details. This is important because this lets people know who actually owns this domain. So if you ever want to sell your domain later or something, they're always going to look at your contact details. So go ahead and put in your first name, your last name, and your contact information. And once you're done, you'll then click on Finish Registration. So next you'll go ahead and select a server closest to your target audience. So if you're in the Americas, you'll go ahead and select United States. If you're in Europe, you'll select Germany, or if you're in South America, you'll select Brazil. This really isn't that important because you do get free CDNs with Hostinger, and that makes copies of your website and puts it on servers all around the world. So your website will still be fast regardless of your location. But in my instance, I'll go ahead and pick Arizona right here, and then I'll click on next. So now Hostinger is going to install WordPress on our new domain. So just give this maybe like 1 or 2 minutes. And congratulations, this is now your new WordPress website. So this is Hostinger's welcome wizard where they're just saying, hey, get started with your website, and they offer some tutorials and all that cool stuff. All right, congratulations on your new forum website. Setting this up is actually really simple. As you can tell, it's like stupid proof, right? Hostinger makes things really easy. Now in this next section, we're gonna go through the general settings. We're going to import a free starter template, and then we're going to adjust some server settings for your forum websites. Y'all ready? Let's go. Now, before going any further, I first want you all to check your email. So going over here to my Gmail, you're going to receive very important emails from Hostinger. The first thing that you're gonna do is verify your email address. This will make sure that you're a real person, and this will actually verify your email with Hostinger. So I'll go ahead and click on verify email. Okay, and this is the Hostinger dashboard, and this is where you can access the websites, you can make free business emails, and a whole lot more. We'll talk more about the Hostinger dashboard a little bit later, but let's go ahead and go back to the email. There is one more email that we also need to click on, and that's from Hostinger as well. Here, click on inbox. You're going to want to verify your domain right here. So verify your email address to use your domain. I'll click on this, and then we'll click on verify email. So after you click on that link, our domain information has now been verified by Hostinger.com. So let's jump back to our WordPress dashboard. So here you'll see at the top, we have this preview domain. Now, in order to access your website and get out of preview mode, all you gotta do is type in your domain name. So type in darylstutorial.com. And this is now your new domain where you see it's live on the internet. Now, if you ever want to log into your WordPress website, there's 2 ways to do this. You can either do this through the Hostinger dashboard. I actually do this quite often because I get very lazy and I forget passwords really easily. All you'll do is go over here to the website tab, and then you'll see your domain, and you can just click on WordPress admin, and this will log you directly into your website. And just like that, we are now logged into WordPress, and you'll see that we are now using our live domain on the internet. And if I click on visit site right here, you'll go ahead and see a copy of our websites. So next, let me show you all how to log into WordPress using your browser. So here you'll enter in your domain name, and then you'll enter -wp-admin, and this will bring you to the WordPress login screen. So I'll press enter. This is where you're going to enter in your credentials. You'll enter in your email and your password. So just remember, these are the credentials that you created when you installed WordPress. So I'll go ahead and click on Remember Me, and then I'll click on Login. So that's how you can log in and log out of WordPress so you can work on your website from any location. So next, let's go ahead and talk about the WordPress dashboard. So here you'll go ahead and see a list of your pages. So if I click on all pages right here, you'll see a list of all of your pages. These are just demo pages, so you can just go ahead and delete these pages if you don't want them. Also for posts, the same thing for post. These are a list of all of your blog posts, and you always get this cool one called Hello World, which is just an introduction to the blog, but we can go ahead and also trash this. So I'll click on trash. And that's how you can delete pages from your websites. So let's go ahead now and jump into the important WordPress options. So let's go ahead and go over here to users and click on profile. So the first thing you can do is you can go ahead and change the backend color scheme of your websites. So if you like blue or coffee or midnights, you can go ahead and select one of these colors. I do like midnights. I feel like this is easier on the eye, right? If you scroll down, you'll see this is where you can change your email. So if you ever forget your password for WordPress, it'll always be sent to this email. So make sure you have access to it. We'll go ahead and scroll down. Now, if you ever want to change your password for WordPress, you'll go ahead and click on Set New Password. And then you'll enter in a new password for WordPress right here. Once you're done with those options, we'll then click on Update Profile. Next, let's go ahead and go over here to Settings, and let's click on General. Now, the first thing is you can give your website a name. So I'm going to put Daryl's Store, right? And then you have a tagline. This is kind of like the tagline of your website. You know how Nike has Just Do It, right? You can put a tagline if you want, or you can leave it blank. You can also upload a site icon, and this appears at the top of browsers when people visit your websites. And scrolling down, you can always adjust your email address again right here. Now, for those of you who speak various languages, you can actually change the backend of WordPress to your native language. So if you speak Chinese or Russian or Dutch or Spanish, you can go ahead and select the language right here, and the entire backend will change to your native language. Once you're done with those options, we'll then scroll to the bottom and then click on Save Changes. Okay, now there's two more options that I do want to check. Let's go ahead and click on the Discussion tab right here. Now, WordPress started off as a blog, so people typically are going to leave comments on your websites, but that's really annoying. So right here, I'll click on Allow People to Submit Comments. This typically will allow people to spam your website with like Viagra pills and all sorts of crazy stuff. So make sure you uncheck that box, scroll to the bottom, and then click on Save Changes. And the very last option before we design our website is permalinks. So right here, I'll click on permalinks. Now, you always want to change the permalink structure to post name. This is optimal for SEO, and it's a lot cleaner. You'll see these other links right here are really messy with the date and all this unnecessary information. Post name is actually optimal for SEO and is the best setting for your permalink structure. So go ahead and select post name, scroll to the bottom, and click on Save Changes. Okay, now let's go ahead and click on our dashboard. Okay, now the next thing that we're going to do is we are now going to install a WordPress theme. So over here under Appearance, let's click on Themes. At the top, I'll click on Add New. And under Search Themes, we're going to type in Solace. Now, this is a theme that me and my team personally developed. It comes with beautiful templates, a header, footer builder, everything you need for a beautiful website. So this is a theme right here. It's called Solace. You'll go ahead and click on Install, and then you'll click on Activate. All right, now once you install the theme, it'll recommend to install the Solace Extra plugin. Here at the top, you'll click on Begin Installing Plugin. And then right here, I'll click on Install. All right, and then I'll click on Return to Dashboard. All right, so this is the Solace theme dashboard, and you'll see right here we can upload some starter templates. We have some options here at the top, and everything looks great. Now, before we import a template, we need to uncheck one server setting before we can import templates on this website. So let's go back over to Hostinger. Now, if you're using other hosts, this usually isn't required, but you can always check this out. But for most hosts, this works just fine. For Hostinger, there is one option we need to uncheck. So what you'll do here is you'll go to the main menu and click on Websites, and then you'll find your websites. So I'm working on Daryl Testing, right? Here we go, Daryl Testing. I'll click on the dashboard, and I'm going to scroll to the bottom left, and click on Advanced. And then I'll click on PHP Configuration. Now I know this is scary, guys, don't worry. We're just gonna check one box and we're good. Here under PHP Extensions, I'll click on PHP Extensions, and I just wanna make sure that Imagic is unchecked. Also, if you do have GD unchecked, that does help the import process, but just make sure that Imagic is unchecked, scroll to the bottom, and then click on Save. And that's it. So there's nothing else for us to do. So let's go back to our website. All right, so under Starter Templates, let's click on Start Now. On the right side, we'll click on Start Now. And here is a list of beautiful templates that we can import on our website. You'll see that we have tons of really nice websites where you can just import a fully completed demo on your website. The one that we want to install for this specific tutorial is going to be Blogify. So you'll see Blogify right here. You can also filter on the left side. So if I click on the blog section, you'll see Blogify appears right here. So I'll click on Blogify. Okay, now you can always adjust the color palette. So this is an example of what your website will look like, and you can go ahead and change the color scheme right here with different color palettes. I'll select orange for now. Now we're not really making a blog, but we're just gonna use like the format and the colors from it. So next, I'll make sure that I check this box right here that says install the Elementor plugin. This is actually the page builder that we use to build the website. So make sure you have this box checked, and then I'll click on continue. Here you can choose to sign up for our newsletter. If not, that's okay. You can always click on skip this step. Now, while this is loading, don't switch between any tabs. Just leave this tab open. And in about 1 minute, your entire website will import successfully. All right, so the import is complete. Now let's click on check website. And just like that, we now have a beautiful website. Now, sometimes you might be brought to a blank page, and all you gotta do is just refresh the page. It's just a caching issue, and then everything will load properly. So we can scroll down here and you'll see we have a beautiful website. We got subscribed to our newsletter, our recent posts, and you'll see that everything imported correctly. All right. And you can browse around the website. You know, this is your website, so feel free to browse around, you know, take a look at it. You know, you'll see it looks pretty nice. And yeah, so that's how you can import this template. Now, feel free later to go and import any template that you want that will relate to your forum. But I do want to use this style because I'm creating a travel forum, right? So now that we imported this template, now let's go ahead and introduce you all to the page builder. Now, I'm not going to go into Elementor too much, but I'll give you all a 5-minute crash course and we're going to design a little bit of things. So here at the top, you'll see Edit with Elementor. Go ahead and click on this and this will turn on the page builder. All right, so this is the Elementor page builder. I'm going to go ahead and close this navigator. So Elementor is a page builder, and here on the left side you have elements, and you can take these elements and drag them onto the page. So for example, if I want to take a button module, I'll go ahead and hover it over the screen, and then there's that pink line right there. You can just drop it, and then you'll see the element appears right here. Now for every element, you have 3 different tabs. You have the content tab. This controls the actual content of the element. And then you have the style tab. This controls things like the color, the fonts, and you can also add in, you know, different things like italicize or underline. And then you have the advanced. This controls the actual position of the actual element, as you can see. Also, you can align it as well. And also there are cool other options like motion effects, where you can add in like a animation thingy, you know, and you can go down here and mess with all these entrance animations and stuff like that. So there are a few options here in advanced settings you can always go ahead and check out. Now for every module, you can always go ahead and right click on it. When you right click, you have the option to duplicate it, and you can also delete it as well. These other options here like copy and paste, you typically won't use these other options, but you can always copy and paste the style onto other elements, right? But I'll go ahead and right click on this and I'll delete it. Now you also have containers. Now containers are basically rows where you can add in more elements. So for example, here I'll drop in this container, and now you'll see that we can go ahead and add in more elements. To add an element, here at the top left, I'll click on add elements, and then we can throw in more elements like a heading right here. You can see we can't see it, and that's because it's black, I believe. So over here under the text color, I'll change it to white, okay? And then I can throw in a button and all that cool stuff, right? So containers are just like rows where you can just add in more elements, right? Now you can also delete containers as well. So just like the elements, you can right click, you can duplicate it, right? Or you can right click and delete it, and right click and delete it. There we go. So let's go ahead and recreate this style right here where we have this title, we have just some text, and then we have 3 icons, right? So we'll go ahead and go back here. We're going to change this to, what is it again? Learn to become a digital nomad. Here we go. Learn to become a digital nomad. Now for the style, I want to make this a little bit more smaller, right? So here under typography, I'll click on the pencil icon, and then here I can control the size of the font, right? Really quick, here you'll see that there's this little globe, and we actually have a color palette. So when you introduce the template onto your website, you get a free color palette. So we actually have all the color palettes for you. So this is good because you'll keep your website consistent with the entire website. So you'll have the same colors and you won't be, having a bunch of wacky colors together and making everything look really ugly, right? So now let's introduce the other elements. So here are the basic elements. These are free elements. Here are pro elements where you need Elementor Pro. You don't need Elementor Pro for this website, so I'm going to collapse this. And then we have the general, right? So the one that I used was the counter. But before I put in the counter, I do want to throw in another flex box. So right here, I'll throw in a little container, okay? And then I'll throw in those, what are those, icon or counters? Here we go, counters, okay? So the first option I have is students, right? So how many students we got? 4,500 and whatever. Students. Here, I'll type it in right here. Then for the style, all I got to do is click on the numbers, and then we can adjust the color and the typography of the numbers. But I just want to go ahead and change this to, that color. And then for the title, which is this color here, or this text here, I also want to change this to like maybe, that color as well. Now, over here, you'll see that we have 2 more, right? And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to duplicate this, right? So I'll right-click, duplicate, right-click, and duplicate. And then I'll go ahead and change these, right? So instead of students, we're going to put nomads, right? So we'll change this to like 14,000. And for the last one, we're going to put users, right? And then I'll put like, 5,000 or something, right? There we go. So now we're going to use the flex box. Now the flex box at times can be a little intimidating because it does have a small learning curve. But essentially, here I'll click on this little container icon. And what we can do is now we can manipulate these elements inside of this box. So right here, you're going to see direction. So I first want to change the direction to horizontal, meaning I want these to be horizontal. Now you also notice that it's all clumped together. So I want to make space. So for justify content, we can put it in the center. Or we can say, you know what, I want to put space between these, like that. Or space around, or space evenly, and you get the point, right? You can go ahead and rearrange these however you'd like. But I just want to put space around, right? And I think that looks good. We also have this read more. This is a button, but you can go ahead and delete this or keep it. It's really up to you. Maybe you can link them to a contact page or a sign up. You can put like, sign up and then link them to the sign up page if you want to go that route. Maybe we should do that. Let's do that. Sign up. And then we'll add in the link a little bit later. Okay. Now to save changes, all you got to do is click on publish. And then your changes are saved. Now, really quick, I want to get rid of this banner. I like this idea right here where we have this message. I don't really want that banner behind it, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of this. So I'm going to right-click on this and click on Edit Hero. And here under Style, the first thing I want to do is I want to delete this, right? So now that's gone. Now I also want to go to the Advanced, and I want to make sure there's no padding, right? So we're going to put 0 for all of this. Okay. And the next thing is here under layout, I now want to change this to full width. And then for the minimum height, I'm just going to put 0. Essentially, I'm just getting rid of that background. So now we just have this section here. And if I click on the arrow tab, you'll see that this is now full width. How about that? Now, just in case that was not full width, here under the gear icon, under page layout, you can always select Elementor full width. I do recommend actually selecting that option, so go ahead and select that, and that'll force the actual page to be full width. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look there. All right, looking good, looking good. How about that? So we're gonna scroll down. Now these right here are blog posts. We don't really want blog posts, so we're gonna get rid of this. Let's go to right click and delete, and now we just have featured post. Now here on the right side, you can add anything you want. You can add in images, you can add in advertisements, you can add in banners. There's also more widgets we get once we install the plugin, right? For instance, you'll see under my demo website, here I put, I'm Daryl, put a picture. And then here I threw in a banner, right? Now this is just like a sales banner, right? So once you get more traffic, you can throw in advertisements and then link them to a specific website. So just in case you want to know how to do that, here on the right side, I'll go ahead and drop an image right here. And then I'll choose an image. And I'll actually use this one here. So this is another one I found. So I'll go ahead and open this one. I'll select it. And let's say, for instance, you want to link them to another website. Right here under link, I'll just put custom URL, and then you can put the website, right? I'll just put darylwilson.com. Okay. And let's say, for example, you want to put like an ad, or you want to let them know like this is a advertisement. So like weekly promo. And then I'll go ahead and center this, right? Something like that, right? So you do have a sidebar here where you can add in more widgets. This right here is just like a temporary like placeholder. You might want to add like an email subscriber box right here. We also have recent posts, and then we have these other sections here where you can also link them to different websites, okay? So that is the Elementor page builder summed up. You don't need to be an expert with this page builder. I do have many tutorials on Elementor that go in detail, but for this video, you don't really need to know that much. So let's go ahead now and click on publish here at the top. Okay, so now that we have our website up and running and we know how to use the page builder, now let's go to the next section. So in this part of the video, we're going to install a free plugin, and this is going to incorporate the form on your website. One also thing to note is after the video, you can always re-import another starter template. I know they look good, so they look really nice. So you can import a template later, but for now, let's just install the plugin and then we'll go from there. You guys ready? Let's go. Okay, so now that we have some understanding of how to use this page builder, now let's install the plugin to turn this into a forum. So let's go over here to exit to WordPress. Next, I'll click on the WordPress logo. After that, we're gonna go over here to plugins, and now let's click on add new. Under search plugins, you can type in forum. Okay, now there's virtually probably 3 forum plugins for WordPress. There's WP4O, this is probably the best one. There's also Ascaros, which is also a pretty good one. And then there's also bbPress. But most people use WP4O. It's probably the best one. And also in the demo websites, that's the one I'm using. So I'm gonna walk you through how to use this one right here. So make sure you find WP4O forum. Once you find it, you'll click on install now, and then you'll click on activate. Okay, now once you install the plugin, you might get this notice. This is typically saying that this plugin conflicts with a caching plugin. So we're gonna deactivate that plugin. So let's click on install plugins, and we're gonna deactivate the Lightspeed cache. So right here, I'll click on deactivate. All right, cool. So now on the left side, you're gonna see this icon right here that says WP4O. Let's click on this. Here's like a little welcome message, right? And under that, we have a few options. We have forums, settings, tools, boards, user groups, and so on and so forth. Let's just go ahead and create our first forum. So right here, I'll click on forums. And here you're gonna see that we have a forum that's already sort of built for us. So we have the main category, and then we also have the main forum. Let me give you an example of what I did to give you some ideas for your forum. Okay, so this is my demo website, and you're gonna see here that we have a new member area, and under that we have different categories. So we have introduce yourself, guidelines, FAQs, and also forum announcements. We also have the next one, which is travel discussion. Here you'll see we have top destination, solo travel, traveling on a budget, and so on and so forth. So essentially how this works is you're gonna create a category, and then you're gonna create subcategories for that category. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go back to our website here. So the first thing I want to do is, let's go ahead and do this. Let's just delete all these and start from scratch, just so that we're all on the same page here. So I'm going to delete this, okay? And then it's all gone. So at the top, I'll click on add new. And this is going to be the new members forum, or the new members area. So here we have some description. Now what I recommend you all do, if you want, is go to ChatGPT. So I'll go ahead and type in, create me description for a new members area for my forum. And then here, I'll go ahead and press enter. And then we're gonna get some description, right? You don't have to put all of this right here, but I'll just go ahead and just, grab this right here, right? I'll copy that. And then I'll go to the forums and I'll just paste this in there. And once we have that, I'll then click on publish. All right, so now we have our first category. So now let's create a subcategory. So right here, I'll click on the plus. And this might be something like introduce yourself, right? Introduce yourself. And if we're lazy, we can go to ChatGPT and ask us to do the same thing. So over here, I'll say, you know what, create me a description to introduce yourself. And they'll create something for us really quick, right? I'll just take this, copy that. And then we'll go here and we'll go ahead and paste this in. And I think that's pretty much it, right? I'll go ahead and click on publish. All right, so now we have introduce yourself. Let's add one more, and then let's add this to the websites. So let's go over here. We're now going to do form guidelines. So add new, form guidelines. Now I'm way too lazy to do this, so I'm just going to put the same thing, right? Just tell me to give me some description for form guidelines, right? So here we go. We have some stuff here. I'll just go ahead and copy this, and we'll just paste that in, right? And then I'll publish that. All right, now notice here how this actually introduces a new category. If this happens, just take this and drag it under, right? Really quick, let's go ahead and add in one more category. Oh, hold on, I gotta save this. Okay, and here I'll click on plus. And this will be a new category like travel tips. Now, obviously you guys get the points. We can add in some description, but I'm just gonna click on publish for now. Okay, so under travel tips, I'll go ahead and put that right there. Click on save. Okay, so we have this form right here that we're creating. So we can now add this to the websites. So let's go to visit sites, and then I'll turn on the page builder. Okay, so once we turn on the page builder, I'll go ahead and scroll down. Now I've opened up this page. This is from wp40.com, and here you can see a list of shortcodes. I will also put this page in the description for you, so you can go ahead and check it out in the description. And we're just gonna copy and paste this shortcode, and this will propagate the forum. So we're going to find the shortcode, right? Take this, we're going to drag it right here, and then we're just going to paste in that shortcode. And then I'll click on apply. And if I scroll down, I want to get rid of this because this is just text here. I don't need it. I'll go ahead and get rid of that. Now it might come out distorted. You'll see right here, it looks a little weird when you first look at it, but all you got to do is just go ahead and publish this and view this on the front end. All right, now I'll click on this little eye right here to preview the changes. Okay, and if we scroll down, you'll see that we have our beautiful forum. We have forums, we have members, recent posts. People can look at their profile. They can also log out. Here you'll see we have our new members area, introduce yourself, and then we also have forum guidelines, right? And if they were to click on this here, users can then go ahead and add a topic. So for example, here I'll dismiss this notice. This is only for the admin, so no one will see that. So this is exactly what the users will see from here. Here I'll click on add a topic, and I'll put, hey, I'm Daryl. This forum is the best forum ever. Users can also put links, they can upload images. I mean, they can do whatever they want right here. So I'll go ahead and click on add a topic. All right. And you'll see right here, this is the best forum ever. If I click on the introduce yourself category, you'll see here is the post. Now, let's say, for instance, you want to actually set a sticky, right? So for example, here I'll click on add a topic, and then I'll put, hi, I'm the admin. And then I'm the creator, and please follow the rules. Okay. So what I want to do here is I want to set this as a sticky. So what this means is this will always be at the top. So users will always see this. Here, I'll click on add a topic. Okay. And here is the sticky. And if I go to introduce yourself and scroll down, you will see that this is sticky right here. So you see that little sticky. So this will actually appear above everything else. All right. Let's go ahead and go back to the new members area. And here's the new members area, right? So you'll see here's the form. Now this is the same form on our homepage. You can choose to have it on your homepage or have it here. You can also create multiple forums, and I'll talk more about that a little bit later. But if you want to have access to the homepage again, we'll just click on home. And then here is the forum, right? So we have all the information right here. and users can go ahead and participate in your forum. All right. So there are some other things that we need to talk about. We are not out of the water just yet. Let's go back to our backend here. Let's go to dashboard. So if I go over here to the WP Foro, let's click on forums. Now there is something I do want to mention, and that is the styles. So here I'll click on the pencil for the new members area. And here you'll see that we have different styles. So we can turn this into a questions and answers where it'll have this sort of style. We also have the simplified where you won't see many responses below the topic. We also have threaded. And then we also have the extended, which is what we're currently on right here. I'll go ahead and select simplified here. Okay. Now, before I go on any further, I do want to actually upload an image. So right here, you're going to see category cover image. Here, click on upload image. Now in the demo import we gave you, you're going to see that you can upload some of these images. So I'll select this one right here and use this image. And then I'll click on update. And what I do recommend is maybe we should actually have a another tab here to view the website instead of keep clicking out of the website. That's kind of annoying, right? All right, so I'm back on my websites. And if I scroll down, you'll see we have that image right there. And then here we have the introduce yourself, where we have the admin, and then here's the form guidelines, and it just lets them know that this form is empty. So maybe post something, right? And we can actually go and change this back. So if you don't like that, so we can go to threaded and update. And if we refresh the page, you'll now see it looks more like this right here, where it just says like new members area. We have the admin, you know, something like that, right? So there's many different ways on how to approach your forum, right? On our other website here, we actually did the Q&A layouts, extended layouts, and the extended layouts. If you do like that style, you can always go ahead and go that route. So you'll see here, you know, we actually did different styles on different part of the actual forum just because we wanted to mix it up a little bit. You don't have to do that, but you can always mix and match between forums, which gives it a lot of diversity. So let's go over here to our forum section. And let me add one more forum. So over here, forums, I'll go ahead and add in 2 more topics. Now for travel tips, I do actually want to add an image here. So for travel tips, I'll click on edit and I'll scroll down and I'll upload a cover image. Here I'll put this picture of the balloons. Well, you'll see it doesn't look good there. The only thing I don't like about this plugin, and this is it, is this right here. Like you can't really control where the actual image is picked, right? And that is one caveat. But it's a small price to pay. I'll just use this one here, and I'll click on update. All right, so now let's take a look at our website. So we have the tutorial forum right here. We have the new members area. We have our topics. And then here we have our travel tips, where we have our subtopics here. And if users click on this, they can go ahead and talk about something, right? So they can add a topic here, like, oh my God, I love Thailand. This is the best country ever. I actually live in Thailand, so I do love it here. It's a great country. It's really nice, really cheap, a lot to do, a lot of friends I've made. It's great. I love it here. So yeah, let's go ahead and look at the homepage. And now if we scroll down, you're gonna see that we have our topic right here, and now we can see the actual thread that we've created, right? So that is pretty much it for the creating a forum. As you can tell, this is very simple to do. So if you want to create more forums, all you got to do is just click on the plus, and you have to just rearrange it, right? So if you want a new category, all you have to do is click on the plus right here, and then this will create a new category. So this will be like visas. It looks like it doesn't add it as a main topic, so you have to just drag it like that, you know? Yeah, that's how it works, guys. Okay. Now you also have these other options here where you can add one. You can duplicate this, right? So you can copy this form if you want to do that by clicking on the copy. You'll see it copies. You can edit this, you can remove it, or you can go ahead and view it. So if you click on this, it'll actually just view the forum. And then here you go. You can go ahead and view it, right? So yeah, there's really not much more for me to say. As you can tell, this is really simple to do. You just create a category and a subcategory, and you can also create a subcategory of the subcategory, right? So this would be like a child category, right? So yeah, you can go ahead and build out your forum like this. I find that this is probably one of the easiest ways to build a forum, right? So what's great about this forum is that you can change the styles. So you can actually have different styles for every single category. So here we have threaded layouts, extended layouts, and then maybe this one could be like questions and answers. I've already showed you our other forum here where we have the questions and answers layouts, questions and answers, extended layouts, and extended layouts. And then here we have a category, subcategory, and then another subcategory, right? If you do want to, use our formats, you're more than welcome to, and this is exactly how we made it. Okay, so now that we have the forum on our website, now let's go through the general settings. Now there's a lot of general settings to go through, and I'm not gonna go through all of them. I mean, there's like over 50 different modules for the general settings, but I'll just go through the more critical ones that are important, and then on your own time, you can fiddle with stuff and mess with stuff to your liking. So in this part of the video, we're gonna go through the general settings for your forum. Y'all ready? Let's go. Okay, so now let's talk about the settings. So over here, you'll see settings. Okay, so these are the settings, and as you can tell, they have a lot of different customization options. Now, I'm not gonna go through all of these, obviously, because I don't think everyone needs every single option here. You can kind of read these as you go through them, but there are some important ones. One of them is colors and styles, so let's go ahead and click on this. If we scroll down right here, they have a really cool format where they can change the color scheme of your forum to match with your website. So I'm actually using this orange right here, so I'm gonna select orange. And I believe we go to the top or the bottom and then click on Save Options. Also, there was another important one, and this is Display Forums. So Display Forums will actually show how your forum is being displayed, right? So here we have the extended forum layouts, right? And you'll see that under this forum right here, we are using the extended layout for the travel tips. So whatever you do to this specific option will apply to that specific forum. So if you don't want so many characters showing, you can just put, just 10 characters, right? Number of recent topics, you can put maybe 1 or 2 or 3. You can also change it to collapsed or expanded. So if you don't want the forum to actually show everything, you can go ahead and just collapse it. The same thing for the simplified forum layouts, the questions and answers, and the threaded forum layouts. So these are options for the categories that you have for your forums. Once you mess with those options and change with them, you can go ahead and click on Save Options. So these options refer to the type of layouts that you're running for your categories. So you can go ahead and customize these to your liking and adjust these and see what works best for you. Once you're done, you'll then click on Save Changes. So going back to my website, if I scroll down under the travel tips, you're no longer going to see all those topics, because now we collapse them. So you see here how it's not making your form really big and really messy. You can add the collapse style so that you don't have a bunch of random topics everywhere and making your form look really big, right? So next, let's go ahead and go over here to the board settings. Now, if you want to add an under construction for your form, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to turn this off and enable that other caching plugin, you can do that. But this forum actually has a built-in caching system in it, so there's no need for 2 caching plugins. Now, the next option I want to talk about is the display topics and posts. So let's go ahead and click on that. Okay, now these options are referring to once a user actually clicks on something, how will it then display? So you'll see right here how it displays, but you can actually also control how the options here will look. So let's go over here. So I believe we're using the extended forum layouts. So we can put number of recent posts, 5, and maybe collapsed. But generally, we do want it expanded because we want people to see all of the posts and topics, but you do have full control to manipulate those options. So I'll go ahead and click on Save Options. Here, I'll go ahead and refresh the page. And then you'll see it's now collapsed. So if I click on this, you will then see that, this is the response. So you can choose to show the actual title of the topic, and then you can choose to show all of the responses. If you don't want the responses shown, you can just change that to collapsed, and then it'll only show the posts from the user. Another option I want to talk about is the display components. Let's go ahead and click on that. So here you're going to see a few options that you can turn on or off, right? Now, I actually did turn some of these off. So for example, do you want to show the forum title page? I don't really think you need to, right? So I'm going to turn that off. Do you want to show the forum bar menu? That is essentially referring to the actual bar on the menu. I think you should leave that on. That's this right here. So if you want to leave that on, you can just, turn that on or off. You can also choose to, show statistics. You can turn off the breadcrumbs, but I'd probably leave that on. That helps users navigate the forum. So these options are actually worth turning on or off, just depending on how you want to approach your forum. Go ahead now and click on Save Options. And then lastly, the one I want to talk about before we go on to emails is forum notifications. This can get a little annoying for users. So if you want to enable user notifications, you can turn this on, and this will essentially email them every single time someone responds. It's up to you, so you can go ahead and check these options to see which one works best for you. Now, I'm not going to go through all the options, guys, obviously, because there's a lot of options here. A lot of these won't even apply to us, but there are some vital options that I do want to talk about, like the email settings. So right here, I'll click on email settings. So here we have the email settings. Now here you're going to probably put the admin, Daryl Wilson. Who is the from email address? What is the forum's admin email address? You can notify the admins via email a new topic, right? Here you can go ahead and change how people report users, right? So you're going to go ahead and mess with that. And then here we have some other options. So for new users, you can choose to send them emails, and if you want to customize those emails, you can go do it all of that right here. So you'll go through your own time and, update these to your liking. If you want to adjust the text that's sent for people who forget their passwords, after user approved email, and so on and so forth. So these are worth checking out. So when you are actually, editing your forum, you might want to come to these options and adjust these to your liking. So here is the login and register information, and here you can turn on or off specific registration. If you want to turn off registration on your website, you can turn it off right here. You can also choose to enable user registration email confirmation. You can choose to manually approve people. That typically would mean, that would take a lot of work, right? If you turn this on, that means you'd have to approve every single person on your forum, which could be a lot of work. You also have this option here to replace the registration URL. You can actually create custom URLs here if you choose to do that, and also custom redirects if you decide to also have custom URLs. Here we have a Facebook app integration where you can enter your app ID and also secret key. And then you can also add in a custom URL after success login. Now, the developer, for some reason, did not put the link here where you're supposed to put it on your websites, but there is a link, and I'll show you how to incorporate it on your websites. So this is the login and registration documentation, and the registration page is the sign up URL right here. So it's simply your website -sign up. So let's go to our website. So let's say you want to add a button here and add a sign up or a register button. Let's do that. Now to do that, we'll need to turn on the Solace theme customizer. So up here, I'll click on customize. Okay, so this is the Solace theme customizer. Now I'm not going to go through all the options with this because I just want to show you how to use the header builder. So for the header builder, I'll turn this on. We also have different preset styles right here. So if you want to change like the header, we have a bunch of different styles. You can go ahead and mess around with this. But here you'll see that, I'll go ahead and click this last one here. Here we have this button, right? And then we have the menu and then our logo here at the end. So for the button, I'll click on this and then I can style this, right? So I'll go ahead and maybe give this like a button color, right? All right, we got a button color, and this will be like register, or let's see, account/register. Okay. And we're now going to add in that link here. So it's going to be your URL, right? And then it's going to be sign up. Whoops, there we go. Sign up. I believe that's it, right? Sign up. Sign up. And then you'll just click on publish. Okay. Now the Solace theme customizer controls various parts of your website, like the header and the footer. You can also go ahead and drag in elements here. So you can take like a button here and drag it. And yeah, there's your button, and you can rearrange this however you would like. You can also change the background color for each row. So for instance, if you want to change this background color, I'll click on the gear icon, and then you can change this background color to like red or something. And you can also add in padding. So if it's too tight, you can make it bigger and stuff like that. All right, but for now, I'll just go ahead and use the button for Solace. That's all I want, right? So we have our sign up, and then I'll click on publish. And then I'll close this. All right, so let's imagine I'm a brand new user and I want to, participate with this, right? So I want to click on add a topic here and I want to engage, right? When users do that, they'll be prompted to a login screen, and they can also create an account. So I'll click on create an account here. Scroll down. I'll put in my username. So I'll put in like let's put Rocky and then Rocky123@AOL.com. Now right here we have the option to have a user confirm with their email address, right? Now I've actually turned this off, but most of you are probably gonna have this on. That means users will have to actually click on a link in their email in order to verify their email address. This greatly reduces spam, and you can actually turn this on or off in the login and registration section in the general settings. But just for tutorial's sake, I'll just turn it off just to show you all how all this works. Here I'll click on register. All right, so as of right now, the user is logged in. We got a success right here. So right here, I'll go ahead and add a new topic, right? I want to introduce myself. I'll put, hey, I'm Rocky. What's up, man? Right, what's up? And then I'll click on add a topic. All right, once that's done, you'll see that we have now posted it, but it is not approved yet because we are moderating posts for new users. So let's go ahead and approve this post. All right, so going back over here to our dashboard, we have this little notification where we have one in moderation. So I'll click on this. And all I gotta do is just click on approve. And that's it. So now it has been published on our websites. And going back over here to Rocky's browser, if I refresh this page, you'll see that it is now live, right? So if we go over here to the home page, and we scroll down, you're now going to see, hey, I'm Rocky. And then, Rocky can, see his post and all that cool stuff. And users can comment and all that cool stuff. Really quickly, let's talk about how to get rid of this black bar right here. This is really annoying, and I'll walk you through how to get rid of it. So let's go over here to our websites. Let's go to pages and click on all pages. So here we have the forum. I'll click on view. And here's the forum, right? Now this is considered the community, right? Now all I want to do is get rid of this black bar. So to do that, I'll click on edit page. And under the source options, I just want to hide the title and then click on save. Okay, I'll view the page. Now really quickly, you can also go ahead and use the page builder on this page as well. So this is the actual community forum right here. It's basically the same forum as the one on the home page right here, right? But if user clicks on something, they won't get that black bar no more. But you can always add something here at the top if you want to go that route with the page builder. So the next thing I want to talk about is how to add multiple forums on your websites. So let's go over here to the forum section really quick, and I'll walk you through how to create multiple forums. So maybe you don't want the same forum on your website. Maybe on different parts of the website, you want different forums, right? You might want to create different categories for forums, So what I'll do right here is click on add new, and this will be like a food section, right? Like food forum. Here I'll click on publish, and I'm going to take this and drag it down here, right? And I'm going to add one more forum to this. Now you can see I don't want this to be part of this forum, so I want this to be independent from this forum. So I'm going to click on this food forum right here. I'll click on edit. And now for the category, I want to uncheck this. So I don't want parents. So I'm basically saying I want this to be independent from the other forum. So now I'll click on update. And here is our independent forum. So now what I want to do is I want to get the ID for this forum. You can get this by clicking on the pencil icon. And right here, you're going to see number 11. If you go over here to shortcodes, you're going to see that you can actually itemize forums based off the, based off the actual number. So for example, we're going to take this shortcode here and copy this. And we're going to go back to our website, and now we're going to place this somewhere else on our website. So what we can do here is just go to a new page, and I'll turn on the page builder. And let's say, for instance, I want to put the forum right here, right? Just to give you an example, you can put this anywhere, right? But I'll go ahead and type in shortcode, drag that here, and then I'll paste that there. Okay. But the forum ID is actually 11. Remember how it was 11? So let's type in 11 here. And then I'll click on publish. Here, I'll click on preview changes. And if we scroll down, you're going to see that we now have a food forum. So this is independent. So you'll see that there are no other topics here. We only have the food forum and the best burgers ever. So that's how you can also itemize forums across your website. So you can have multiple forums with different topics. So here we have user groups, and this basically says what a user can do on your website. So for example, people who are registered on your website can do what? Well, here let's click on edit. And here we can choose what the user can do, right? So someone who registers on the website, they can go ahead and do all these options that are checked, but anything that's unchecked, they cannot do. This typically is already set to the optimal settings. I would leave these personally, but you can always go ahead and decide to turn things on. Like if you want users to view members' emails or usernames, you can go ahead and do that. Once you adjust these settings, you can also change the color here to any sort of color that you'd like. And once you're done with those roles, you'll then click on save. Now, for instance, what can the moderator do? Well, here I'll click on edit. And then you can turn on what the moderators can do. Now, obviously, moderators cannot go in the back end and like delete your forms and stuff like that, right? However, they can go ahead and ban members. They can, edit members right here. They can delete members and so on and so forth. So this is what a moderator can do. And this is the editor role, okay? Here, I'll click on save. So I think you get the point, right? So here you have moderators, you have registered, and these are the user roles. So just remember, these are subscribers. An editor is a moderator, and then also a subscriber is registered, right? Now, I bet you're wondering, what is an editor? How do we assign those, right? Over here under users, I'll click on all users. So let's say there's someone on your website that's registered and you want to assign them as a moderator, or you want to demote them or something, right? Here we have our boy Rocky. Here I'll click on edit, and we'll scroll down, and here we have the role. So I can actually change this to editor, and that means Rocky is now an admin of our websites. If you want Rocky to have control over your entire website, including the page builder, you can always change his access to administrator, right? So this is how you can change roles for users and also add admins on your websites. Here I'll scroll down and click on update. All right, got that? Okay, let's go ahead and go back over here. And next, let's click on members. So this is where you can approve members. You can also deactivate them, or you can just delete them and ban them. So here I can click on delete, or you can ban members right here. You'll see their active status. So this person has not basically registered their email, so they are inactive. This person did register their email, so now they are an active member. You can also choose to change their rankings right here. So for example, you'll see Rocky is now a moderator, right? But if you don't want Rocky to be a moderator no more, we're going to change him back to like, let's see, registered. Will that work? Actually, that should work actually. Yeah, now he's just a regular person, right? So you can always either, add moderators here, or you can do it from the member section. They both produce the same results. So add-ons are more things you can add to your form. You can add in private messages. You can add in MemberPress integrations, embeds, advanced reactions, and they have a bunch of other options right here that you can go ahead and purchase. Now, personally, I would recommend if you do buy something, they do have an all access pass. So I think over here, they have the add-on bundles, right? So this website does have two different packages. They have this one right here with 8 add-ons, or they have the unlimited for $290. This is also for unlimited websites. I do believe this is actually a subscription per year. So you'd have to buy this every single year. I just want to give you a heads up because I don't think this is a lifetime plan. Okay, one thing I should mention is emails suck with WordPress. Say that with me. Emails suck with WordPress. Half the time they go to spam, users will never get it. So most of the time you're gonna have to install an SMTP plugin. This will forcefully take the emails and route them to your customers. So the general server settings with any host usually doesn't like WordPress, and most companies like Gmail and ProtonMail and Yahoo, they mark WordPress as spam by default. So having an SMTP plugin will fix all of these issues with emails. So I'm gonna walk you through how to create a free business email hostinger and also how to install an SMTP plugin so you can route your emails to your customers so you'll have no problems with your customers later down the road. Y'all ready? Let's go. Okay, so now we're gonna create professional business emails, and we're also going to make sure your emails are properly routed for your email SMTP. So the first thing we're gonna do is go to our Hostinger dashboard, and we're gonna go over here to emails. And next you're gonna click on setup right here. Now you're gonna find your domain, right? So for example, I'll just use this one right here, darylsforum.com, and then I'll click on confirm. The next thing you'll do is you'll click on the free email provider. Now, some of you might see Hostinger, some of you might see Titan. It just depends if you've been a customer for a while. So if you're a brand new customer to Hostinger, you might just see like Hostinger. If you have been with Hostinger for a while, you're gonna use Titan email. Either way, they're both free, so you'll select the free option. Okay, and now you're gonna create your email. So this will be like admin@darrelsforum.com. Here you'll make a password for it and another password. And then this is my recovery email address, just in case I forget it. And then I'll click on create new account. All right, cool. So this is now my new business email. If you want to access this, you'll just click on access webmail, and then you'll type in your credentials. All right, I'll just say I'll do this later. Okay, so this is my new business email. Now, again, some of you might have Hostinger and some of you might have Titan. It's hard for me to make tutorials on both because I only have access to Titan, but new users will have access to the Hostinger email. All right, anyways, so now that we've created this business email right here, let's click on done. And this is now our email account. Now you can make as many as you'd like, right? So you can make another one like info@darrelsforum or buddy or, boss or whoever, right? So now that we have this business email, we can now use this for our WordPress account. So let's go over here to dashboard and let's change our email right here. So settings, general. And for the admin email, I now want to use our new business email. I'll scroll to the bottom and click on Save Changes. Now, once you do that, you're gonna get an email that is sent to your new business email. So right away, you'll see this is actually sent to my new business email. And all I gotta do is click on this to confirm it. And that's it. So now our new email has changed, and I'll click on Save Changes. So now we need to properly route the SMTP. So to do that, we're going to use a free plugin. So over here, plugins, I'll click on add new, and we're going to type in SMTP. I'll be honest, this is probably the biggest problem with WordPress is emails. I use this one here. You can use any which one you want. They're all free, but I'll walk you through this one here. So I'll click on install now, and then I'll click on activate. All right, so now we're going to walk you through this wizard. So I'll click on let's get started. Now for this section here, we're just going to select other SMTP and click on save and continue. So we have some options to put right here. So we have SMTP host. Now I'll go ahead and put this link right here in the description. This is from hostinger.com. And what we're going to do is we're going to enter in our SMTP. So the first thing is I want to use this host name right here. So smtp.hostinger. So I'll go ahead and copy this. We'll go over to the wizard. We'll paste this in. And then I believe we're using SSL. So right here, SSL. And then the port number is 465, right? 465. And then this is where you want to enter in your email and also your password for your business email. So mine was admin@darrelsforum.com. And then here I'll enter in the password. From name, I'll put Darrell Wilson. I'll put force from name. Here we already have our business email, and then I'll click on save and continue. Now, just to reiterate here, this is the business email that you created over here. So whatever credentials that you created, you're gonna enter in those same credentials for that plugin. All right, cool. We're gonna scroll to the bottom and then click on save and continue. Okay, we're gonna skip this step. So I'll click on skip this step. And lastly, I'll also click on skip this step. Now it's going to check if our mailer configure is correct, and right away it is correct. So now all the emails from your forums and, if people forgot their password or if they have any issues with their emails, it's going to be sent directly to their emails, so you'll have no problems with emails being sent from your websites. And you can test this. So I'll click on finish setup. And the first thing I want to do is I want to go to our business email over here, and you're going to see right away that this has been configured successfully. Now, again, what this does here is that if users need help on their website or register on your website, all the emails will be sent to the emails that they use, right? And we can test this out. So I'll tell you what, we're going to open this up in a brand new website, darreltesting.com, and we're going to make a brand new account, okay? So let's imagine. And we're gonna make a brand new account. So let's imagine here that a user wanted to register. So this will be Rachel. And we're gonna use one of my Gmail accounts. Like we're gonna use a really generic email account right here. So I'll put in pchoarder@gmail.com. Here I'll click on this check, and then I'll click on register. Now we're going to check the email for confirmation. So it says check your email for confirmation. So let's go ahead and open up my Gmail account under my Gmail, and right away you'll see that we got this email. And then you'll see here that we have the name of the website. This is actually from the general settings, so you can always change this. And for the user to set their password, all they got to do is click on this link. And this is how users can now register on your website and also get any email from WordPress. Now, I do realize many people might not want to use this email as their primary email. You might want to use Gmail. There is actually a video that I have that will show you how to link this with Gmail. So for example, if I click on Compose right here and I click on this tab, you can see I can actually send and receive business emails directly from my Gmail account. If you want to learn how to do this, I will leave that tutorial in the description below of this video for you to check out later. Now, real quick, when building your website, you typically also need to start your email marketing campaigns. Gathering subscribers is a great way to generate money from your website. Email marketing alone has the highest conversion rate compared to any other type of paid marketing on the internet. Now, I know picking an email provider can be very overwhelming. I've been through a ton of them, but there is one I do recommend. It's very affordable and it's great for beginners. It's called Omnisend. Omnisend is a free email automation tool that you can use to set up free campaigns for your customers. Omnisend also has really nice pre-built email templates with high conversion rates. You simply insert the templates, add your company information like your logo, your name, and you're all set. You can send out automated emails from your website based off days, weeks, or even months to remarket to those same customers who visited your websites. And I personally use email remarketing for our abandoned carts on my website, darrellwilson.com. We actually see a 10 to 15% increase in revenue just by simply sending out some automated emails to convert those customers who couldn't take the action to buy something on my website. And lastly, Omnisend offers SMS marketing notifications, which will send out text messages to your subscribers regarding upcoming sales or promotional events. So if you are interested in Omnisend or finally starting your email marketing journey, I will leave a link to both and I'll put those in the description of this video for you to check out later. And with that said, let's go ahead and jump back to the video. Okay, now there's one last thing that I want to talk about, and that's how to create a membership style forum. Now, there is a plugin that you'll need for this, and I actually have a whole nother tutorial on this, but I just want to touch base on it. So if you want to make your forum private, where you want people to pay you in order to access your forum, this is the plugin that I recommend. It is hands down the best one, and it's also the most affordable. You can buy this plugin for $59. I will leave this plugin in the description below of this video. I already have 2 of these plugins in my ThemeForest account, and I'll just walk you through how to quickly do this. So if you decide to actually make a membership or a private forum, setting this up is actually really easy with this plugin. So the first thing I'll do is I'll just walk you through this plugin and see maybe if this is for you or not, right? So I'll click on add a new plugin, upload plugin, and I'll just go ahead and upload this plugin here. Okay, now once you install that plugin, I'll go ahead and scroll down right here, and I'm just going to jump to memberships. Okay, so all I'm going to do here is just create a membership and then basically say, in order to access this page, you need to pay me, right? So for example, I'll click on add new membership. This will be like forum access, and this gives access to forum. Right here, you'll just select like limited time, recurring, or you can go ahead and select the date range. So this is a recurring subscription, and this is one time a month, right? We'll go ahead and scroll down here. And all we're gonna do is just go ahead and say, this is a paid membership of $20 a month. This is ongoing. You can also offer trial prices as well. So you can say, you know what, get started for just $5 for the first 5 days, and then it'll be $20 a month, right? That's really cool. I do like that. Many plugins don't offer this. So you can actually add like, small trials, right? And this is, a membership, and then I'll click on save changes. Okay, and then once we have that membership, you'll see right here, we now have this membership. And then we're just going to say, all right, in order to get this membership, we're just going to assign it to our forum page. So for example, I'll click on visit sites. And let's say, for instance, you want to restrict a page on your website. So let's say, for example, the About Us page is actually where the forum is. In fact, there is a forum right here. And let's just say, I want to restrict this page. All you got to do is click on Edit Page. And on the right side, you're going to see this section right here for the Ultimate Membership Pro plugin. You're just going to say, show this page only for forum access users. That means people must purchase this page. If they don't have that forum access, it's going to redirect them to purchase that actual plan. And that's it. Like, it is the easiest plugin to use. I love it. It's actually very affordable as well. Okay, so I'm visiting this website on a brand new browser on an incognito window. And if I click on the About Us page right here, you'll see that it now brings me to this subscription plan. Now, just remember, you can fully edit this page. There's also several different ways on how you can customize this as well. Here, I'll click on Get Plan. And then the user will have to go ahead and register, right? Now, I'm using a trial version of this, so I'm not using like the full version. So I'm only using the trial because I've used this on other websites. And if we scroll down right here, you're gonna see that the user has to go ahead and pay in order to get access to your forum. So I do recommend this method, and I will leave my other tutorial in the description if you decide to add memberships to your forum. But with all that said, thank you all so much for watching this video. I did hope this video truly helped you out with your forum. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. Also, if you do need help with emails or you want an email provider, I do recommend OmniSend. I'll put a link to them and a tutorial in the description below of this video for you to check out next time. All right, party people, thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. If you do want to check out the forum add-ons, you can. However, I did not install the pro version, so I don't really know all of the modules, but I did see things in there like private messages and a few other features that you can always add to your forum if you want to go that route. It's only like $200, and it's not that bad, you know, if you have a large community, so that's always worth checking out. If you have any questions about the starter templates or the Solace theme, let me know in the comments below, and also let me know how I did. You know, let me know if this was a good video, how I look, does my hair look good, you know, whatever. Just leave me a comment and I'll get back to you. So my name is Daryl Wilson, and I'll see you all later.